Kayla. I'm back with another video. In the last video I told you guys that I was going to record this video and wear the same shirt, and because that video was getting kind of longish, and so I thought I might want to break it into 2 videos, so that's what we're doing. So I did a video here probably maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure exactly when it was, and in that video I kind of touched on living with chronic illness, and I just talked about some things on there, and then some people asked me to show patina. Okay, so I thought, okay, well, I'll just do a video of showing patina, but I've never recorded the video, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to tell you guys how I cope with living with chronic illness and pain, constantly daily pain. And I'm just going to show you some things and talk to you some things and just be really raw and open with you guys. Some people may not like it, and some people will think it's okay, but strange. It's okay. I've said in a video before, if it ain't weird, I don't like it. I like weird. I'm weird. I will definitely admit that I am weird. I like weird things. I don't like the same things Susie likes, or the same things Angela likes, or, you know, I don't like the same things that other people like. I like to be different. And so, saying that, when, like, my dolls, my favorite dolls are the ones that are different. I like different facial expressions. I like different looking dolls. I don't, you know, I just like different. I like people who are different. I like people who are eccentric. I like to think that I'm eccentric, but I don't know that I really am. I don't know that I really am, but I'm really drawn to people who are eccentric and just not the normal, you know, people, cookie cutter people. Yeah. I don't want to be a cookie cutter. I want to be free-handed and wild and crazy. Anyway, guys, so this video is about living with chronic illness and pain and how I cope, and some hobbies that I have that help get me through that. First off, living with chronic illness is hard. It's really hard because when you have all these illnesses that you have to deal with daily, it takes up a lot of your time, first off. It takes up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of your mind space because you're constantly thinking about what do I need to do? What can I do to make this better? You know, you're thinking about, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. I wish I had the energy to get up. And that's the truth. And then when you have pain, that pain is in your head, and you're just like, oh, what can I take to get rid of this pain? What can I do to get rid of the pain? What position is going to be better? I mean, you know, you're just trying to get your mind off the pain, but the pain is all you can think about. So I knew I had to come up with ways to get my mind off that pain before I went stark crazy. I mean, seriously, pain will drive you crazy. And chronic illness will drive you crazy. And you need an escape. If you are living with a chronic illness, daily chronic pain, you need to find an escape. Something that gets your mind off of that, even if it's for a short period. You just have to have a break from that. And you need to find your escape. I found my escape. And some people's escape from that might be crocheting, knitting, loom knitting, reading, coloring, and adult coloring books, or playing video games, stuff like that. You know, that might be some people's escape. And whatever helps you take your mind off of your chronic pain, your chronic illness, do it. Even if other people think it's weird. And it might be, you know, diamond painting. Some people do that, or paint, or just draw, or doodle, whatever. Okay, so I've mentioned that my dolls are my escape. I collect dolls. I'm a doll collector. I've always collected dolls. When I was little, I loved my dolls. And I played with my Barbies up until I was a teenager. I know nowadays a lot of kids stop playing with dolls at, you know, 6 or 7 years old. I can't even imagine, because I'm 52 and I still play with my dolls. And so I've always bought little dolls at thrift stores, and I always look at toys at thrift stores and look for little, you know, unique dolls and things like that. At rummage sales, I hit the little toy areas first and look for, you know, dolls. Because I'm weird like that. If you're going to be weird, be the best weirdo you can be. And that's what I shoot for. Anyway, so I had talked about that for a little bit, and that, you know, my dolls were my escape. And particularly, I was talking about patina. And so I did post on Instagram about patina, and some people are on Instagram, and so they wanted me to show patina. And so I thought today I would just show patina and a couple other of my unique dolls, and just, you know, tell you guys how I use those to get my mind off of my chronic illness and chronic pain. But let me just tell you who Patina is and show you Patina. Okay, this is Patina. She is a poodle dog. She has a little tail. She's poodle, and she's a dog doll. Patina is a vintage doll. She was made for 1 year in 1966 in Japan. She will be 58 years old come January. That's when we will be having Patina a birthday party. Okay, so since I've gotten Patina, I hooked up with some other people who have a Patina. And so there's a little Patina group of ladies. And anyway, Patina's turning 58 in January. And we will be having her a birthday party. So Patina is almost always in my purse. I have this little bag. My son Dakota cut out her name and put on there for me. So Patina is always in this little bag and almost always in my purse. I keep her in my purse because when I'm out and about, some days when I'm having a good day, I'll just stick her different places and take photos and stuff, you know. Some days I might not have anything in plan, but if a photo opportunity comes up, I'll stick her up there and take a photo of her and share it with the other Patina ladies, and you know, put the pictures on Instagram or whatever. I really enjoy this doll. She's just unique, you know. She's a dog. She got a dog head and a like human-like body, and so I like hybrid dolls. Now she was made like this, but I particularly I enjoy pulling doll heads off and putting weird heads on their bodies, as you saw in the deer video that I did here about a week or so ago. But I have dolls like that might have a unicorn head, a Hello Kitty head, trying to think of different pumpkin heads, different things like that. So when I go to yard sales or Goodwill or any thrift stores or whatever, I look through the little junk toys for toys that I could rip the head off and put on a doll body. Because I'm weird like that. I just like creating, okay? I like being creative. So anyway, that is Patina's backstory. She's from Japan. She was made for that 1 year in 1966. And I just love her. I mean, she's not like a beautiful doll or anything. she has this little side-eyed look where she's got her eyes cocked to the side, and she's looking at me like, woman, you are too weird for me. But I love her. And she can wear like Barbie doll size clothes. Shoes are a whole nother story about Bettina. She has flat feet. And even flat feet Barbie doll shoes are too small for her. Her feet are big like Ken's feet. So she can wear Ken doll shoes that are flat. And there's certain places on the internet where you can order shoes for her. So I've collected her shoes. And like these are Barbie pants, but I had to cut them off because they were too long. And that's a Barbie shirt that she can wear just fine. So, and then I crochet little hats for her and purses, and she can use Barbie purses and stuff like that. So I'm always looking for like little Barbie doll clothes and stuff like that for her, because she is my most photo doll, and she's the doll that I change the clothes on the most. So I went through doll clothes, and anything that would fit Bettina, I put in one box, and the other dolls can borrow clothes from her. So that's Bettina. Some people wanted to know and wanted me to show Bettina. And I thought I would just carry this a little further and just share with you some of my other escapes. Bettina is my main little escape. And like I said, I post photos of her on Instagram, which is llama.mama.kayla. I think there's a link somewhere below, maybe, I don't know. But you can also search Instagram for Kayla Miller, and I'll come up. I'll pop up. And Bettina might even be my, I can't remember if it's still my hand is my icon or if it's Bettina's head now. I think I changed it to Bettina's head. But yeah, I make up little stories about her sometimes, and sometimes they're funny, sometimes she's bad, sometimes she's just normal. Depends on how I feel that day. You know, well-behaved women do not make history. That's all I'll say about that. Anyway, so like I said, I've collected dolls for many, many years. I don't really have a lot of my childhood dolls. I have a couple of things from my childhood, but mostly my childhood dolls and stuff were given to my nieces who did not take care of anything. They were ripping dolls' heads off and just chunking them in the closet floor. They weren't creating like I do. So I have little dolls that are 3 inches tall. This one happens to be 4 inches tall. And she is a petite Blythe. And I recently acquired her from a Bettina friend, a lady who has a Bettina. And she's had a Bettina for a long, long time. And I met her through Bettina, and I really enjoy talking with her, and when I can. And anyway, she had some little Blythe, petite Blythe, B-L-Y-T-H-E is what these dolls are called, and they are also Hong Kong dolls, Japan dolls, I believe. The Blythes are. I may have that wrong, and somebody will correct me if I do. That's okay. Anyway, she had some of these that she was getting rid of, and I feel really blessed that I was able to acquire a few of these little dolls from her. And I'm opening them really slow because I knew this week was going to be hard on me, and I was going to need distractions from, you know, Elijah moving off and taking part of my heart with him. And also, through my infusion and just feeling sick and stuff like that later afterwards, I knew I was going to need some distraction. So I'm opening these dolls really slow. And I opened this one right here. Her name is Fancy Pansy, and I'm just going to call her Fancy. I named her Fancy. And so I'm thinking of some little adventures for Fancy to do, a little storyline for her. But she's really a cute little doll. And she has these glasses, and I'm a sucker for glasses on dolls. And so is my friend that I got her from. But I'm a sucker for glasses. And then I think I might have showed before, I'm not sure, my Penny Bright dolls. Now she's a 1963 doll, and super cute, super cute. I can usually find these really cheap at thrift stores, sometimes for $1. One of these, I have a few of these, but I also use these bodies for other things too. But I have found one at a thrift store for $1, and I think I even showed that on a video where it had the tag for $1. But and sometimes they're, you know, $4 or $5, $6, and I certainly don't mind paying that for them because she is such a cute little doll. I was hearing a noise. It's Big Daddy's CPAP machine is what it is. Anyway, I have 3 of these little Penny Brights that I am keeping in this condition. And so I named them Penny, Peggy, and Penny, Peggy, I can't remember the third one's name. This is Penny, Peggy, I don't know, I can't remember, I have it wrote down. Anyway. So anyway, I have some of these, and like I said, she's a 1963 girl. Cute, cute, cute. I have seen them in really bad condition, and I've seen them in really good condition. And so far, I've been lucky to find them in good conditions. Now this little girl right here, she is called a Susie Sad Eyes, or Side Eyes Susie. Some people say it different. Susie Sad Eyes, or Sad Eyes Susie. She is so cute. She's got these big sad eyes. And these are from the 60s too, I believe. And they are actually, there's a movie called Big Eyes. It's about a lady who did big eyes on paintings. And these were kind of, I don't know if these came from the movie, not in the movie, but developed after the movie, or if her movie developed after the dolls. I think the dolls were kind of made after her movie, if I'm, you know, got that correct. I need to research that again. I read it before, but I can't remember. Anyway, these little dolls are very cheaply made. They have choppy hair. Her bangs are crooked. They're all like that, unless somebody gets one and fixes it. Her hair is choppy in the back. It's not straight. So I have a few of these little dolls. Now this one came to me exactly like this, and she is on a Penny Bright body, because these dolls usually come on a very, very bad plastic body. She has a really good rubber head, but a super crappy plastic body. So a lot of people take their heads and put them on a Penny Bright doll body, which works fine, and that's what she is on. So as I came across other dolls like this, that's what I've done, is pop their heads off and put them on a Penny Bright body. And so I have to get Big Daddy to, because inside this body, inside her head, is a huge ball that will not fit in the hole of her head. So I have to get Big Daddy to cut that off, and he's just like, kills him to do it every time. But anyway, so this is Susie Sad Eyes. She is another one of my escapes, and she's just different, right? Because she has those big old sad eyes. This doll right here is actually for my Christmas present this year. I ordered her for my Christmas this year. She is also a Susie Sad Eyes, but she's called Soul Sister. I'm not sure how well you can see her big old eyes. And she has on a necklace. I wanted her so bad. And so, and her body is not as cheaply, her body's actually rubber. It's not that thin plastic like some of the Susie Sad Eyes heads come on. Her body's actually rubber. But anyway, this is exactly how she came. I haven't done anything to her because she just came in. She has on big hoop earrings and a necklace, and so this is what I'm getting for Christmas. So, but I really, really like her. I think she is just so cute. So cute. So that's Soul Sister Sad Eyes or something like that. And let's see. Okay, here's a Blythe doll. She is a 12-inch Blythe doll, and she is just cute. I named her Katie Ann, and she is silly. She's a silly little girl. Look at those ears. You know she gotta be silly. Now, those ears are add-ons. They came with her, and you just put a little putty in there, and you can add them on. She has some regular, normal-looking ears under that, but I like different, and so... And Katie Ann, you can actually change her eyes. And some people will think that's creepy, but it don't matter. It's not your doll, so it don't matter if you think it's creepy. So you can take, photos of her looking in different directions. So that's my Katie Ann, and I really like her. I think she's just so cute. And then I have weird dolls, like Wanda. She's a Wonder Frog. Her name is Wanda, and I just love the look of her with dresses on. And I found this little dress and these boots at Ollie's for $1.49. It had some other accessories that come with it. And when I saw it, I thought, that'll fit Wanda. And so that's what I got her. And I came home with my $1.49 package, and I was so excited to find out it did fit her. She's so cute. So that's Wanda, and she's, part of my escape. Then I have other weird dolls, like I have Uncle Herman from the Monsters. He is one of my faves, and he has a little niece, Josie, so he babysits her a lot, and they just go different places. He takes her on a tricycle ride. He took her to the zoo, or not zoo, he took her to the fair, and I took a couple pictures of them at the fair. But yeah, he's always babysitting Josie, and I do have some little storylines wrote up that I want to take photos for them. But I just enjoy making things up like that and snapping pictures of my dolls at different places and putting them on Instagram for others to enjoy. Not everybody enjoys them, but that's okay. I ain't trying to make the world happy. I'm trying to make me happy, okay? My Instagram is about me. It's to bring me joy. And then I have Wednesday Addams from the Addams family. She's a very cheaply made doll. Like, she would break really easy. She's not made very well. I think she was $11. If that tells you how cheaply made she is. But she's still cute. And since kids don't play with my dolls, because I don't have any kids, it's just me, and I take good care of them. I have, my dolls, I store them in boxes and keep up with them and who's in what box and stuff like that. So yeah, so Wednesday Addams is another one of my dolls. I tried to, before I made this video, I went in there and just picked out some of my different looking little dolls, Here's Jim Carrey. He is the character from Ace Ventura in these clothes. So I have Jim Carrey. He's a good little doll to add to scenes or make up little stories about or whatever. And he actually has 3 different heads. So I can pop these heads off and, make him look different and put him in different little scenes. So that's Jim, Ace Ventura. I think he's about 8 inches tall, and so is the Susie Sad Eyes doll, so he might end up in some little photo scenes with them. And along those lines, as Uncle Herman and Ace, I've had this one here for years. It is Michael J. Fox as Teen Wolf. So, yeah. And I forgot to get him out at Halloween to use him in some photos, but he'll be coming up in some photos because I just pulled him out. And I was going to try to use different dolls from this week. And then I have like Barbie dolls. I have just regular Barbie dolls that I'll dress up and just make up something about them. And I think she is very pretty. I love the look of her. And Patino can wear her shoes, so she borrows her shoes a lot. And then I have like 18-inch dolls. Like, I don't have any American Girl dolls, but I have some of the like My Life As dolls and Our Generation dolls, and let's see, what are the other names of them? There's a couple of different ones that are like those 18-inch dolls. Our Generation, My Life As, seems like there's someone else. Like there's a Journey or something like that. There's an Amazon brand or whatever. And so I have those dolls, and then I have like reborn dolls, baby dolls that, you know, look pretty real. Cypress, and I shouldn't even mention her without showing her, should I? Let me run and get Cypress. She's sitting over here. Here's my big baby Cypress. Now she weighs 10 pounds, so I can't hardly move around with her. Oh, she looks happy to see y'all. She's a chunk, and like I said, she weighs 10 pounds. She's weighted, and there's a high chair that doesn't have the tray part. It's just a chair, high chair size. It sits over here by the window, and Cypress sits in that. That's her place to live, and she just sits there. So, oh, Cypress, you heavy. So I have dolls like that, and I also have like 32-inch tall dolls that, you know, are the size of a small child. She wears like 3 toddler clothes, and her name is Winnie. And then I have a doll just a little bit shorter than her and a little bit thinner that wears 2 toddler clothes. So, yeah, I have dolls of all sizes. Then I also have like, this is Frida. And she is a ruby red fashion doll. She's 14 inches tall. And I love to take photos of her because she just has a beautiful face. Really a cute doll. So I like to take photos of her and post them on Instagram also. And I think Frida might, one of my dolls, I don't know if it's going to be Frida, I think it might be her, is going to start having a cooking show on Instagram. I ain't figured out how to get this started yet. Like, I know what I want to do, but I haven't thought about how to introduce it on Instagram yet and, you know, get it going. But I think she's going to have a little cooking show for anybody on Instagram who wants to watch her reels. So I'm mulling that over in my head. Anyway, so these dolls, they're my hobby. I collect dolls, and like I said, I love dolls. All sizes from, you know, 3-4 inches all the way up to my tallest doll over here in the chair is Winnie, and she's 32 inches. These dolls are my escape, okay? I don't like role play like they're real or anything like that. They're just dolls. At the end of the day, they're thrown in a box, okay? Well, except the dolls that I have displayed in here. They're part of the decor. Our living room is not used. No one sits in our living room. Big Daddy sits in the den, and I sit in the parlor. We hardly ever, even when someone comes over, we sit in the parlor. Or Big Daddy sits in the den with them. Nobody really sits in here. Sometimes if the boys do, and we sit in here, we don't have a couch. We have 4 chairs. And sometimes we will move the dolls and sit if the boys come and we're sitting in here doing something or talking or whatever. But that's pretty rare. But I know that's normal. It's not, you know, I was going to say not normal. I know it's kind of eccentric, but I want to be eccentric. That's my goal, is to be different from other people and not be a cookie cutter. So going back to say that my dolls are my escape from my chronic illness and living with chronic pain. I can take a doll such as Patina, and I can take her and set up a little scene with her and add some little accessories, and just I focus on that. You know, that takes my mind off of pain, and I can focus on, oh, let me change her clothes, and oh, this will be cute on her. Oh, I think I have a hat that'll match that, you know. So I'm thinking about what I'm doing instead of how I'm feeling. And so I'll, you know, set her up for a little scene, whether she's eating breakfast or, you know, doing something silly or whatever. And that just gives me a moment to take my mind off of how my body feels. And then I, you know, have this cute little photo, and I might edit it. I'm not really good at editing photos, but I'll just try to enhance it. And then I'll post it on Instagram, and then I need to write something about it. So sometimes I write up something funny, sometimes it's just whatever, sometimes it's just hashtags. And I don't write anything else. But as I'm doing all that, I'm thinking about that instead of thinking about how I feel and what's going on in my body. So that is a good distraction for me. Now, dolls may not be your thing. You might think dolls are creepy. That's fine. That's you. That's you. You're entitled to think whatever you want to think. But if you live with chronic illness, find something that helps you take your mind off of your pain, off of your issues, like all your medical issues. Find something that takes your mind off of that and go with it. No matter who's going to think it's weird, because they don't matter. The only person that matters to me is Big Daddy. What he thinks, and he supports me 100%. He, you know, if we go to a thrift store or something, he might point out, did you see those dolls over there? Did you look at those dolls? He supports me 100%. When I saw this doll in Target, I was like, oh, let me go scan that and see how much it is. And so I went and scanned it, and I came back, and I just put it back, and we walked off, and he's like, well, how much was it? And I was like, I told him, he's like, well, you're not going to get it? And I was like, well, if you just insist. And he said, when's it ever mattered what I thought anyway? So I took a few steps back and grabbed him. But yeah, you have to find your escape, no matter what it is, no matter who's going to think it's weird. The only person that matters what thinks about it is you. Even if Jody thought it was weird and didn't support my doll hobby, I would still do it. Because it's for me, not for him. It's for me. But he does support me. He drives me, you know, to different little thrift stores, or when we heard of an estate sale that had Barbie dolls and stuff that was about an hour away, he drove me down there. You know, yeah, he always is very supportive. But if he wasn't, I would still do it, because I'm weird like that. And so I take photos in public. Like a few weeks ago on a Sunday when all the shops were closed on Antique Alley in West Monroe, that's a place here locally, and when all the shops were closed, I thought, I want to go down there today and take a few of my dolls and just take some photos in front of different shops and things like that. So I gathered up, I have a dolly case. I actually need a suitcase, but I have this one doll case, and I'm thinking I need another one because I like to pack it full with dolls. I'll just throw in a bunch of dolls, and then hair brushes and doll stands and things like that, and maybe even a change of clothes and stuff like that for them, for certain ones. And we head out of the house and go wherever, and I take photos. And yeah, when I'm taking photos that particular day, a truck drove by a couple of times. Well, then they came and parked one parking spot over from the car, because I was going back and forth to the car, getting different dolls and going and setting them somewhere and taking photos of them and all, you know. So I have my phone and I lay it down. I set the doll up and pose her and all that stuff, and then I'd get my phone and I'm getting down, you know, trying to get good angles and everything. This particular truck drove by a couple of times, and then they came back and just parked. I don't know who was in the truck because they had tinted windows, but they sat there and watched me take pictures of dolls. And I would go to the car and put that doll away and get out another doll and brush her hair, make sure her clothes were all fixed right, and go set her up somewhere and take photos. And they just sit there and watch that. And you know what? I didn't care not one bit. I didn't know who's in that truck. I don't know them. They don't know me. What they think don't matter. They was probably sitting in that truck laughing their butt off. I gave them a little entertainment, okay? I was enjoying my day. They enjoyed their day making fun of me. Whatever. Didn't bother me. But I do take photos of my dolls in public, and I just don't care what other people think. I'll set them up, you know, like in a store on a display. Patina's always in my purse. And usually someone else. Now this little bag came from Dollar Tree, and then my son put Patina on there for me. And Patina has this little poodle doll. And I usually just throw in like a Susie Sad Eyes and other little small dolls. So usually there's 3 or 4 dolls in a bag. And I have another one of these bags that don't have Patina on it, and I'll put some little dolls in it. And so there's usually 2 of these bags in my purse. But if I'm going out purposely to try to take photos, I will use my doll case, which is the exact size of an 18-inch doll. And it's just a narrow case. And really, like I said, I need another one. Big Day said, no, you need a suitcase. So I really need a small suitcase. And I'll take that out, you know, stuff it full, and go take pictures. And like I said, I'll just, in a store, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Target the other day, I'll just pull Patina or whoever out of my purse and stick them on the shelf and pose them, take items on the shelf and make a little scene. And I snap a couple of photos. I put Patina back in my purse. I put the things back where they belong. And I just mosey on. People have watched me. Ladies have stopped and watched me. And then they stopped, you know, and said, what are you doing? And I say, oh, this is my doll. This is my poodle doll, Patina. I carry her in my purse in case I see photo opportunities, and I just take pictures of her and I post them on Instagram. And they're like, oh, well, what's your Instagram? And I'll tell them. I don't know if they ever go and join and look, but if they do, they can tell people, I saw this crazy lady right here at Michael's taking pictures of her doll. And one day I was at Michael's, and actually a friend of Elijah's, I think she's older than Elijah, but they know each other, and she works at Michael's. And so she had just got off work, and anytime I go in there and she's like cashiering or somewhere, she's like, hey, Miss Miller. And so I ran into her in the back of the store, and she's like, oh, hey, Miss Miller. I'm like, oh, hey, Frankie. And we talked for a minute, you know, we was talking about Halloween stuff that was on sale for 70% off. And I just kind of looked around. I said, I don't really need anything. I just wanted to see if it was anything that needed me. And so I looked around a minute, and I went on and looked at other things. And when I got back to the front of the store, she was looking at the Halloween fall stuff up there that was 70% off. And I was just moseying around, and I said, hey, did they get rid of, you know, I was telling her what I kind of had in my mind. She said, yeah, all those sold. This is what's left. And so she said, look at this. And it was this big cage. And she said, I don't know what I would do with this. If you had this, what would you do? And I reached in my purse, and I pulled out Wednesday Addams, and I said, I would put her in it and take photos of her. And she's laughed and laughed. She said, I love that idea. And then I told her, I said, I almost always have dolls in my purse. And she said, I love that. And so now when I go in, sometimes she says, you know, what doll do you have in your purse today? So anyway, yeah. And I don't know if I pointed out Betty Boop was over there hanging out, getting ready for some Christmas photos. I was kind of decorating this area right here for some photo props, different little areas to take photos. And Zeke actually started decorating that tree, but he had to leave to go to soccer practice. So behind my chair is the pliers he was using and the balls. So he'll come back and finish decorating that tree. I can't really like put things on the tree. I can't with this, and I can't with this hand either, because I'm having some issues with this finger. It's not, the color's not showing up. It's red around the nail bed, and it's super sore. The whole finger is dry, like it is drying up, but it's I'm not any concerned that I'm going to lose it. I think it's just irritated. I think it's just irritated. It hurts, and then it hurts for anything to touch this area right here. So I can't like put balls on that and have those little prickly things touching that. That would just be too painful. So Zeke is doing that for me. But we're just setting up a few little scenes here, and I stuck Betty Boop up there. She's waiting on her December to get here so she can have her photo made. So anyway, guys, yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can look up Kayla Miller, or you can look up Llama. And remember, Llama does have 2 L's at the beginning. I didn't always know that. That's why I say that. Because when I finally realized that Llama started with 2 L's, I was like, how come nobody ever told me that? But llama.mama.kayla. That's who I am on Instagram. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys how I cope with chronic illness and chronic pain. Things that helped me. And, you know, like I said, if you are living with chronic pain and chronic illness, find your escape. Find something that brings you joy. Doesn't take a whole lot of effort. Something that you can do even though you feel like crap. Even though you're hurting and in pain. Even though you're miserable with your chronic illness. Find something that brings you a little bit of joy. Even if it's only for a few minutes. you know, like playing video games, reading a book, crocheting, coloring, whatever. It doesn't have to be what everybody else does. It can be something totally weird. And if it ain't weird, I don't like it. So, anyway, yeah, I just want to share that with you guys, that that's what I do. That's how I cope. I do. But find your escape, no matter what it is. I found mine. It doesn't take me much effort to change a doll's clothes. Now, sometimes I do have issues trying to get clothes to work, and I'll just wait and put that doll and the clothes next to where Big Daddy sits, and that evening or whatever, I'll say, hey, will you put that dress on her? And he does. He don't mind at all. I had some things I seen and I needed opening. And so I took them in there, picked the scissors, took a little bag for the trash, took a little bag for him, a Ziploc bag for him to put the items after he opened the package. And I said, hey, when you get a chance, would you mind opening these? And he's like, certainly. And so he did. And then he laid everything on the table, or actually it's a dresser, right next to my doll room door, so I can grab that when I go back in there. I noticed that when I went in there a while ago, he had laid everything right there for me. So yeah, you know, sometimes I do have a little issues dressing, and especially since this finger's like acting ugly. But anyway, and I have to get him to help me, but pretty much it's effortless to just grab a doll, stick her in front of something, and take a photo. And then I post that photo on Instagram, and then I can look at that photo either on my phone or Instagram or whatever. I can look at that photo and smile, and just, it brings me a little joy to see a frog wearing a strawberry dress. Okay? I think it's cute. And I do have a doll room. Not everybody's going to have that. Not everybody's going to have a room dedicated to their escape. But I happen to, because our kids grew up and moved out. And so I have a doll room. I have tables around in there. And I have showed a video of, it was called my Calico Critter Room. And we still call it Calico Critter Room, doll room, or whatever. But I've changed out some of the things that's sitting on the table. I changed them out within seasons of, you know, different things that I'm playing with and taking photos in, you know. So, yeah. I keep, you know, I'll set that up, and usually Zeke will come and help me set up different little buildings or things, and then I'll use those a couple of weeks, and then when I get ready to change it out, we just change the stuff and put stuff under the table, bring stuff up and put it on the table. And it's just a little effortless thing for me to do. It doesn't take a whole lot of energy, or, you know, even when I feel bad, I can set it all in a chair and take some photos of her. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to do this video to encourage people that not to let your health issues, your pain control your life. Find an escape. Find something that makes you happy. And, yeah. Be happy. Take care of yourself. Look out for yourself, okay? Nobody else is going to. We have to stand up and fight for ourselves and be an advocate for ourselves. And, you know, don't wait around and try to let other people bring you joy. Create your own joy. Yeah. If I waited around for my kids to make my joy, I'd be one sad woman. Because they're both busy. They have jobs. They have lives. They do things, you know. Their life doesn't revolve around my life. And I wouldn't want it to. I want them to have a life. But I also want to see them and talk to them. And we do. We have a nice balance of that. But, you know, there's days where I might not talk to them 2 or 3 days. Or see them, you know. And if I just sat around moping because I didn't see my kid or talk to my kid that day, I'd be a miserable woman. So I have to do things that bring me joy and bring me happiness and stuff. So I just want to encourage you to think of yourself. I mean, I'm definitely not saying not to do for others or not to, have people in your life or anything, but I'm just saying don't sit around waiting on other people to determine your happiness. You determine your happiness and what you can do with your chronic pain and your chronic illness. You might not be able to do what I do, or you might be able to do more than I do. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to let you get going. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today as I just tell you about my dolls here. I have more dolls than this, trust me. I have different collections of different types of dolls and stuff, But you'll watch my Instagram and you'll see what kind of dolls I have. Love you guys. Bye.